All right, guys, we're back for the second recording of the round 14 review. This week has just been shambles. First found no time to record, then found time, and the recording didn't have audio to it. I forgot to turn on the mic. So, 1860 was the round score, not great. 2000 was kind of where you wanted. There was a lot of premiums playing this week. Did manage to go up in rank, which, I'd rather be in the 18,000s than the 20s to 21,000. But it is what it is. It's still not great. I just don't know where the rest of, like, in the weeks left, where I'm going to find some rank points, some pods and stuff like that. Going into the team, leave it like this. Sinclair was fine. St Kilda were pretty bad, so that kind of dragged his score down. Stewart was the trade-in, who in hindsight should have been Doherty, but the thought process was bringing Stewart. Sure, he's max price, but even with him at max price, I can afford other things. Like, I can afford the last midfielder I wanted before there were injuries, right? But now there's injuries, so it changes things. But yeah, Stewart was fine, honestly. It's just West Coast are so bad, the ball is never in your defensive half, or defensive third. Hewitt was fine, plays for Carlton, so obviously has lower points because there's only so many that can go around. Gibcus was pretty bad, pretty poor, honestly. I think he was still included in my top 18, just because of how many other bad scores there were, like Teakle. Gibcus has to go this week. Where he was alright. Yeah, he's probably the best rookie of that week when you had to pick him up. It was like him and Thompson. Thompson's injured. Buku Kama's has, I think, been dropped. I can't remember seeing him. Cleary got dropped. So Ware did end up being the best choice. D'Ambrosio, a Point Cook boy, played for the Point Cook football team. I think it's the Jets. I can't remember. I didn't play for him. So, yeah, he was pretty good. Essendon can't drop young players with any type of skill at this point in the season with how bad they're playing. So he should be guaranteed a spot for now. Took was a little bad. I mean, it's still 100, and the game just wasn't really a Supercoach game, to be honest. Both sides didn't score incredible. Raul scored good, but not many people have him anymore. McRae was really good. He was probably the best for the whole game, honestly. I don't think anyone from GWS was better. Not as physical as normal dogs in GWS games. Post at I think it was like a semi-final, quarter-final, whatever it was. He was good. Racked up the touches. I think he had probably around 40, honestly. I can't remember how many it was, but I do remember seeing him with the ball a lot, so it could have been 40. And then he had a goal, which was like a freebie because of a 50. Cripps wasn't great, but again, these scores are going to come until Carlton get their ruck back. If Cripps has to play this ruck role, he's not a solo ruck. He's not even playing enough for me to say it's duo ruck, but he has to stay around in a ruck position, in position on the field. So it's really dampening his score. I don't think it's actually a form thing, because when he does get the ball, he looks good. And he looks aggressive with it. He's taking good marks inside 50. His kicking is about as good as it's ever been. Bad average, but it's fine enough. Merritt 91. He didn't look good, and 91 is super generous. He can't play inside anymore, and with Parrish out, he was forced to play inside. He's not. I don't want to call him soft, but soft is probably the best term for this. He doesn't get contested balls. He doesn't fight in stoppages for it. He's kind of someone fights for it, and instead of clearing it out instantly. They go to Merritt and he kicks it inside 50. He's kind of like their designated inside 50 kicker, to be honest. So, yeah, it's not great. He was out of position, though. A couple of years ago, Merritt could play inside. Not anymore. He's just gotten too uncontested. And also his efficiency sucked, but it is what it is. It's Merritt. Short, played him in the midfield just for 18. He wasn't great. His midfield that he's playing real life isn't as good as it was the first couple of weeks, where I think he had like a 180 or 150, something like that. So it's tough, but I think he'll bounce back for the second half. Richmond have Geelong this week, which isn't good for him, and it's not good for Clark either. I think Clark could get dropped. His Dusty's got to come back this week, and I don't think Bolter is that injured to drop him from the team. And as far as I know, there's no injuries to like a Lynch or Rewalt, so I think Clark is out. Which is going to be tough because I don't know how I'm going to get everyone playing with the traits I've got if Clark doesn't play. So I'll have to look at that. And Clark, Judson Clark, and then Greg Clark was fine, honestly. Like, he came on as a sub. I watched, the second half of this game. Came on as a sub, I think, in the second. Got some inside time, which he's an inside mid. He should be getting that, but, West Coast problems. Everyone in their midfield is like 33 plus and just not good anymore, way past their prime. And, Clark looked good, honestly. He shouldn't be a winger. He should be an inside mid. His efficiency isn't great. He's a bit, he can give up a pretty bad, high. There was one, really, really bad one. It was they had Joel Selwood down. It was going to be holding the ball, 0.1 more seconds and it would have been holding the ball. And then Clark just comes in and, just clotheslines the guy, on his knees. It's well, you didn't need to do that. And of course, with Selwood's reputation, he always gets a high. Witz and Teakle were the ones I played, and both were bad. Teakle's done for the year. Here it says he could come back for one round at the end, but Lysa will be back by then, so Port won't play him. But I do think Teakle will be all right next year. He'll be probably 120 something K. I think he'll be an option, honestly, as Ruck 3. If you have a little bit of extra cash, because if he plays later in the year, he's shown he had some skill. He played a quarter and a half. He played about 50 minutes worth. He looked all right. Ruck contest, he could hold his own around the ground. He was better than Hayes was. I thought he was fine as a young ruckman. He was fine. He probably plays duo rock for the time being, but he's fine. Obviously not best ruck in the comp or anything like that. Until he shows marginal improvement, I'd say his ceiling is a 70 average, but as a bench it's fine. Witz wasn't good either, and I kind of expected better from him. Adelaide with O'Brien. O'Brien's not that crazy of a ruckman. I think he's kind of underrated, but he's not that good either. But I haven't got to worry about that because Darcy's coming back, and hopefully it's the good version, not the walk around the field, basically do nothing version. Honestly, Meek outperformed Darcy in the times where they were both on field. Now, the forward line, heaps of carnage here. It's probably the title of the video, honestly, forward line carnage. English had a delayed concussion, which is weird because that game really wasn't that physical. So I don't know where he actually got the concussion from. Obviously this is not a trade because he'll come back. He's the best ruckman on the team. Dunkley was fine. Played inside, moved up forward, stayed around the ground. He was fine. Parker, 135. He's, in terms of skill, I'd say he's the best of the forward line. Heaney could have like more impact on a game. Just he had 4 goals in the weekend, but I'd say Parker is like the better player. So actually, I don't know, Dunkley versus Parker versus English. Maybe I'd still go Parker. I don't know. Cogs was fine, not as good as last week, clearly, but it was more than fine. They got Collingwood this week. He could do a fair bit as Collingwood. Honestly, I could see as high as 150, but I expect closer to probably around here 115. Butters got hurt. Looked good before he was hurt. I think he had 70 in about a quarter and a half to 2 quarters. So I think Butters is blacklisted, honestly. I think I hit the mic. From now on, I'm going to shy away from this pick. He plays way too reckless, which sometimes is all right. Like you have a couple of players that just go in and get the hard ball constantly, like any of the Melbourne players, really. But Butters he's pretty injury prone for how reckless he plays. So I think next year I won't start him, even if he's got a discounted price, which he might. 90 average. He might. I don't think so, but could. But yeah, I don't think Butters is going to be in the plans for foreseeable years until he kind of like works out the kinks in his game. Heaney was good, but it took 4 goals to get there, so this is still really tough for. So I know a lot of people are going to go Butters to Heaney. Just seeing 124, that's good. He's got a 102 average, that's pretty good still. But it took 4 goals to get there. He's not playing a good position. He often gets looked out. Like he'll be open in one-on-one in the golf square against someone that can't really defend him, and the team just doesn't go to him. Will go to basically anyone else in the forward line. But yeah, last game he was pretty good. Rose didn't play, and then Rioli was the sub. Hopefully he gets just straight drop this week. I don't want to see him playing. Maybe Richmond fans do, and that could bring him in. But against Geelong, I don't think fast, small players do that good. Honestly, against Geelong, I think you want like bigger guys. But yeah, into trades. This wasn't the original plan, but you got to roll with the punches. Butters and Gibcus for move him there. It's loaded. For Cully, who I think could play this week. If he doesn't, I think Gold Coast, what's his name? Elijah Hollins could play. But for now, I'll go Cully because I think there's a higher chance of it. They picked him number 1. He looked alright in the VFL this week. Didn't look so good last week, but yeah, it looked good this week. And then as a mid, I really want Laird. This is plan A and B. Honestly, like even with Hollins in, Laird comes in. I just think I kind of need the extra scoring power. But the issue here is, if I just confirm it, come on. If Collie doesn't get named, if Rioli doesn't get named, if Clark doesn't get named, I have a donut here. Not good. So it could mean I have to, where is he? Laird, go down on him. Maybe I'll go to, let me just see who's around the price. It's not like terrible. I'm obviously not going to like sacrifice the team for this. I'll take the donut for a week, honestly. Walsh is good, 590k. I'll take that. It's could drop a lot more. I think his break even's pretty high as well. 164 against Freo. He's still bound to drop. Bont is not a bad option. I'm bringing Bont as a forward. I know I've got like someone playing here. Like obviously Neil's going to play, but Clark should get a game. I don't see why not. I think Owen's coming off concussion should be in contention to play. I don't know if he will, but he should be in contention for it. Josh Kelly. Last week wasn't the best showing for him, but what's his run home? Does he have like a West Coast or a North? I think he's already first North. He put up like a near 200. Oh, actually, only 111. His scoring's not been amazing this year. This is a good patch, but yeah, he's already done his West Coast and North games. Collingwood's good. Hawthorn's all right, unless they put Shields on him. Shields could be just annoying. And what's his name? The new guy there, Newcomb. Newcomb's pretty good at defensive, putting time into someone. But yeah, for now it's Laird. For now, but there are a couple of options there. I'm not going to go take a punt on like Brad Crouch or anything like that. But maybe Bont and swing someone around. But yeah, until next week. Let me know what you guys are doing, what trades you've got, how your team's shaping up, and also what rank you use. Pretty interested to see like what the general ranking is. But yeah, till next time, tasty out.